This episode of EA Sports Game Changers is sponsored in part by Kellogg's Frosted Flakes.
Today, quarterback Cam Newton, defensive star Richard Sherman, face-to-face, battling it out in front of this wild crowd. Find out who won and which one of these NFL superstars was whisked from the fans to a secret spot in Los Angeles. Then, what if the best street skateboarder in the world just showed up in your backyard? What? The surprise visit from Paul Rodriguez, the day these skaters will never forget. Plus, you won't believe how football has changed these people's lives. We have the real stories. And he holds down one of the most impressive records in NFL history. We sit down with the Iron Man, linebacker London Fletcher.
Hello and welcome to EA Sports Game Changers. I'm Kevin Frazier, and we have a great show for you today.
And it starts with two NFL megastars facing off against each other for something they have always dreamed of. And we were right there. Take a look. Two of the NFL's biggest stars, quarterback Cam Newton and defensive star Richard Sherman, came to battle it out face-to-face in Los Angeles.
This is a very civil competition. I don't think I was prepared for this.
At stake was one of the most coveted honors in sports.
We're going to find out who's going to be on the next cover of the Madden game.
Fresh off his Super Bowl win, Seattle Seahawks Richard Sherman had fans everywhere. But Carolina Panther Cam Newton's fans came to this event ready to cheer on their favorite star. The two players were loose.
I'm so fancy. Cam's out there having fun, just having a good time.
But the fun quickly turned tense because the time had arrived.
The winner of the Madden cover vote is Richard Sherman.
His fans celebrated as the world learned that Richard Sherman would be on the next cover of Madden. But this moment was just the beginning of Sherman's whirlwind day as he was rushed to a secret location where he entered a state-of-the-art sports photography shoot and the high-tech process of creating a cover began.
The ultimate goal for shooting the cover is really to get a photo that looks like an in-game picture, but we want to shoot it with lighting and from a perspective that you cannot get in the game.
First stop for the third-year defensive back from Stanford, the makeup room.
That's it, mascara.
That's mascara?
That's
Oh,
it,
man.
you got it.
They're really gonna watch me get my nose powdered, huh? We may need to cut this. This is what happens in real life. We're making it realistic right now.
And then the high-energy photo session began.
Good, staring right here. Chin down a little. Go ahead and point at me with the other hand. Crank the arms a little.
You got him on this, Tim, right?
Yep. Good, looking off over here.
Surrounded by the state-of-the-art equipment, Sherman batted down passes, jumped into the air, and posed for countless photos.
Good right there.
He offered a lot of character that we don't often get. It's all about your hands. It's all about your hips.
The goal? The perfect shot.
Good.
For hours, Sherman and the creative team worked together.
It's been a long day. It's been exciting. It's been a whirlwind, but now it's getting to the part where it's tiring.
If you want to holler like you're hollering at the linebacker or somebody, let's go for it. Do that.
I got him.
Coming in close. Keep going. Go, 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 go.
These cover shoots, will range anywhere from 500 to a couple thousand photos.
Everyone says, if you were a good photographer, you would have got this hours ago, but it's a lot more complicated than that. There's very specific lighting, and just the nuances of these little tiny poses really makes a difference in whether you get that shot or not.
So maybe I'll throw it lower and it's almost like someone's running out.
There you go.
Analyzing the digital shots instantly, the process included hundreds of photos.
If you can get, I can probably come down on it, like as I'm tipping the ball down.
Keep those eyes going.
In the end, the team got the ultimate photo, and Sherman's wild ride had ended.
I want it to be a great cover. You know, they've always did a great job with the cover, and you know, I don't think this will be any different.
Good, staring right here. That's it right there, good.
For more NFL content, visit NFLRush.com.
Coming up, this cannot be happening. Paul Rodriguez, the incredible surprise, and the road trip these skaters will never forget. And you won't believe how football has changed these people's lives. Plus, NFL Ironman London Fletcher, one-on-one.
This episode of EA Sports Game Changers is sponsored in part by Kellogg's Frosted Flakes.
Welcome back to Game Changers. I'm Kevin Frazier. For this next segment, we teamed up with our sponsor, Kellogg's Frosted Flakes, to hang out with one of the greatest skateboarders alive.
That's right, I'm talking about Paul Rodriguez, a guy who's won 8 X Games medals in skateboard street.
But you know what? It isn't just Paul we're catching up with today. We found a great group of kids, also in Los Angeles, who love to skateboard and show their stripes, so much so that they even built their own skate park. For Paul and these kids, skateboarding's all about creativity on the rails and hitting the ramps each and every day with your buddies. So check it out.
So what do you do when you want to skate with your buddies and your mom's not around to drive you to the skate park? Well, you just build your own.
Welcome to Dominic's backyard.
When Dominic and his friends aren't in school or sleeping, you'll find them skateboarding.
I skate every day. After school till dark, pretty much.
I like how you can just pick up your board and go do it wherever.
Skating and doing my thing is what I love most about it.
Having your own skate park doesn't mean I have to drive anywhere. I walk out my door and go skate, you know?
We have a box and we have a kicker that has a rail. It's like kind of like a bump to rail. That's really fun too, and the box is a lot of fun. Really buttery.
For the past year, Dominic's backyard skate park has been the place to be for his neighborhood friends. But Dominic and the guys felt like there was something missing.
I wanted a half pipe. Half pipe is just more fun with friends. I want to make it small, 3 foot from the pool to the garage, perfect 24-foot ramp. And I just want it to be fun, so I'm gonna sheet it with masonite so nobody gets hurt. Really smooth. Yeah, it'll be a fun ramp. Let's get it right here.
Every day, Dominic and his crew worked on the half pipe. Every day they'd skate, then build, then skate some more. Their dedication and passion for the sport impressed Game Changers so much, we set up a secret surprise visit from someone who lives close by.
What's going on back here? Oh! What's going on over here? What?
I looked at him, I looked away, and then looked back again. And I was like, that's really Paul Rodriguez. It was just insane.
Hey, man.
How you doing, man?
I'm great. How you doing?
Good. Nice to meet you, Dominic.
What's up, guys?
Insane, a total surprise, Paul Rodriguez, pro skateboarder, 4-time X Games gold medalist, and one of the best street skateboarders on the planet, who just walked into Dominic's backyard.
Nice. Whose house is this?
Mine.
Yours?
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, man, it reminds me of my backyard growing up. I had the same thing, a box. Don't let me interrupt the session. Let's see.
Let him go.
Oh, wow. All right. What I saw when I walked in the backyard reminded me of exactly how my backyard was growing up. When you're a little kid, nice. It doesn't matter. You want to skate so bad. Dang. You can just jimmy rig whatever you can figure out, and you can have the best time of your life. Well, I see you guys are still under construction here, but I think I got a place we can go skate that will be fun if you guys want to come skate my place.
I'm down.
Yeah? Yeah.
Wait, what? Did Paul Rodriguez just invite these kids to skateboard heaven?
Welcome to my humble abode. Welcome in, fellas. Here we are. Park.
Oh, this is so sick.
Get to it. Get in there. Ever since I was 12, I dreamed of having my own skate park, my own private place to skate that I couldn't get kicked out of or I couldn't get in trouble for being there. And I've been fortunate enough to get into a position where I can have this. It's insane. Every bit of it is exactly how I designed it, exactly how I wanted it. It's a dream. Oh, wow. When I walked in the backyard, I just flashed back to when I was 12, 13, 14. When I was your age, I could have never envisioned having this right here. I knew I wanted to get there, I wanted to do something big, but I couldn't have put my finger on the why or how or anything. It just comes with a lot of love. As long as you love it and have fun, nobody has to tell you to practice, I'm sure. Enjoy it and savor every minute.
But this day ended with more than just a memory, custom boards to go.
Brought a couple things you guys might be familiar with here. There we go. There we go, guys.
Aw, come on, guys.
All right, come get your gold bar.
Thank you, dude.
No doubt, my pleasure.
Thank you so
My
much.
pleasure.
We got a signed board. I was so surprised, crazy.
Not only will they enjoy it, they will treasure it and the day they spent with P-Rod.
Paul, thank you for all of this. Really glad I could be here. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much, Paul, for letting me skate your park, and it was really good meeting you today.
Thank you. This was awesome. And you're the best skater ever.
Wow, that's pretty cool to see all the different ways that Paul and these kids show off their creativity and style, but that's how they show their stripes. How about you? How do you show your stripes? EA Sports Game Changers and Kellogg's Frosted Flakes want to find out.
Coming up, football stories that have changed people's lives. And he holds down one of the most impressive records in NFL history. We sit down with linebacker London Fletcher.
This episode of EA Sports Game Changers is sponsored in part by Kellogg's Frosted Flakes.
Welcome back. This year, the NFL asked fans all over the world to describe how football has changed their lives. From the funny to the heartbreaking, every single story had one thing in common: an absolute love for the game.
I want to be a part of something special. Life is all about meaning for me, doing something meaningful.
He was one of the first guys to contact us about playing. I just remember his email. It just said, hey, I'm 30-something years old. He has experienced a lot of things in his life that kind of made him who he is today.
You're blessed to play this game. You're blessed to have your activity in your limbs and to be in your right mind, to earn the right to play this game.
I knew early on that I had a gift for football. My dad, my uncles, my brothers, my cousins, we would go outside and play. I grew up on the east side of Detroit. I didn't know it at the time, but we stayed in a very dangerous neighborhood. In high school, I always got teased because I was overweight, I was fat. I was about 500 pounds. 2004, my mom, she just happened to see something in the newspaper. I was looking for football players. She just called them, told them that I'm coming. We was playing full contact football, just hitting each other, just like when I was a kid. And it was just so fun. I had the biggest smile on my face. It gave me something to live for. One day, I saw a little flyer Oakland University, getting a football club. There's never been football here.
He wanted to become an officer. He wanted to do like everything he could to help get the club started.
I'm a fun-loving guy. On the other hand, I have to straighten my backbone up and speak like the 32-year-old man that I am, to these young guys.
Don't be selfish. Don't be selfish. Be man enough to walk away. That's it.
I embrace that role as counselor as well as a teammate.
He's a guy that lifts you up. It's always the next snap, it's always the next game, it's always the next chance to get better.
My name is Christopher Harris. I am a graduate student at Oakland University in the counseling program.
They say, who got a football team?
Anytime I got really down, football would come knocking. That's why I love football.
For more NFL content, visit NFLRush.com.
Next, NFL linebacker London Fletcher left a legacy that will last forever. Find out why he's on a mission to do something special.
This episode of EA Sports Game Changers is sponsored in part by Kellogg's Frosted Flakes.
Welcome back. Hey, did you know that there are only 4 players in NFL history who have played in 250 or more consecutive games? And London Fletcher is one of them. We traveled to sit down with the Redskins linebacker to find out what it takes to become an NFL Iron Man. This year's NFL Draft at Radio City Music Hall in New York City was the place to be. Bright lights, a red carpet, fans, and some of the greatest players of all time like this man, London Fletcher, who was out helping future players at NFL Play 60 clinics all week long.
I was, channeling my inner Robert Griffin, I guess. Just throwing the football around and, having fun out there. Third down!
His giant smile is infectious, and he has good reason to be happy. After 16 seasons in the NFL, the Washington Redskins linebacker retired.
Yep, there we go. Good job.
But the 4-time Pro Bowler told his family he's not about to relax.
My son, we were watching something on getting ready for the draft, and he was like, I'm going to be an NFL player. And I told him, using my example, I said, Daddy played, but now Daddy has to go out and get a job. So just really emphasizing that education part to him.
For London, that job is helping others.
What I've always wanted to do is leave a legacy.
With his on-field legacy cemented, his off-the-field legacy continues to grow.
Well, London's Bridge is my foundation I started back in 2003. It's a foundation that I started to help inner-city youths with scholarships and education, ACT, SAT, prep courses, college tours, to give kids some opportunities that they may not have had if not for the help that I was able to give them.
For London, who grew up in the inner city of Cleveland, giving back seems like the only thing to do.
I relate to these kids because I was them, many years ago. I was that kid, that inner city kid who, needed some guidance, needed someone to tell me that they cared, and show me that they cared, and was interested in me and my well-being and me being a successful person in life. I started London's Bridge because of my upbringing, my personal, things that the way I was able to get to the point that I'm at today, it was because of the help that I received along the way. And so I thought to myself, if I ever made it and was ever in a position to give back, that was something I wanted to do.
In addition to the money London's Bridge raises, the foundation also specifically provides scholarships to kids who need it most.
We started a program where we took about 25 kids and took them to the Capitol Hill. They got to meet senators. They toured Capitol Hill. We took them to some of the monuments. They went to a Redskins game. Really just seeing, you know, the kids' faces, you know, when they get to experience something that they normally would not have experienced. I get more joy out of the events than they do.
And more joy is headed London's way. Now that he has decided to hang up his cleats, he can devote more time to help kids build a bridge to their future.
Oh, there we go.
For more NFL content, visit NFLRush.com.
This episode of EA Sports Game Changers is sponsored in part by Kellogg's Frosted Flakes.
Thanks for watching, and remember, no matter where you live, whether it's on or off the field, you can be a game changer.
This episode of EA Sports Game Changers is sponsored in part by Kellogg's Frosted Flakes.